This kind of work is walking. Dr. Howell had already prescribed that I would try to walk 3 to 5 miles a day, which I'd been doing for a while at that point. And, you know, once you do exercise like that, you get warmed up. It doesn't hurt, you know, initially anyway. I did it also because I knew that afternoon I had an appointment at Tracy Calkins again for the physical therapy, the deep tissue massage and release, and we can back that up with the records.
Well, but regardless of whether you had therapy or not, or what was going on, did you enjoy doing this type of activity before the accident?
Loved it. I guess it's a sickness, but we've always just really enjoyed being outside and working in the yard. Take a lot of pride in the appearance of our house.
And now you live in tell us where you live now. You've told us the address, but I mean, condo, house.
It's a condominium. We have to pay for lawn service. I think it's $135 a month maintenance fee. A yard service comes in and mows all of our yard. They take all the garbage. They do the landscaping, all the mulching, all of that.
Okay, now you're going to pick up this at some point. I don't know if it's here. You're going to pick up this sign here.
Yeah.
All right. Are you claiming that that's something you can't do now? Is pull a sign like that out and put it back in the
No, I'm not claiming that at all. I can do that, sure, but I'll pay the price.
Let's talk about that. What activities have you? Are there certain activities that you choose not to do now because there are consequences to those activities?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, let's talk about just things around the house.
Around the house.
The reason you moved into a condo was why?
Maintenance. You know, climbing up on a ladder and cleaning your gutters out, painting the trim, climbing up in trees and doing the pruning work, raking the leaves, mowing the yard, doing the trimming, all of that. I don't do it anymore because it hurts, you know, to do it. It doesn't hurt while I'm doing it. I get out there and do things now. You know, maybe some of the things I shouldn't do right now, but I'm not crippled. I'm not an invalid. You know, I don't portray myself out to be. I'm not going to roll over and die because of this thing. But I get out there and get a lot of exercise. I walk about 3 to 5 miles every morning. This was exactly what Dr. Howell told me to do, and the therapist at Tracy Calkins. I had already been out that morning, done my walk, decided to go ahead and do this. In fact, I felt like I had to because of the circumstances around it.
All right. Ms. Raines discussed the fact that you guys don't do gardening, don't do those types of things. Is that true?
That's true. And not to the extent that we did it, you know. We get out there and, you know, trim something or something like that, but
all right.
We don't do this kind of work at all.
All right. Now, I'll have to. Bear with me here. I made some notes about where the video started, what time it was. I may have to come back to that. I don't see that right here on my piece of paper. But are you doing other things on this video as well? Do some.
Yeah, always. When after I've mowed like that, it blows grass, you know, on the driveway and the sidewalk, and I take my little leaf blower and blow that off. Sometimes I take the weed eater, you know, and go down the driveway and the sidewalk and trim that. I spray for weeds, try to kill those things.
Now, let me hand you this document here. You recognize that?
Yes, that's a photograph of Mr. Mitchell's truck, I believe.
Your Honor, if we're not going to be viewing the video, I'm not sure it's appropriate to leave it running while he's talking
Stand
about it.
objection. You can turn it off. You want to refer to the radio, or you want to have the witness testify about something else?
We can, I guess, if I can fast forward it, that may be what I'll do then.
There's a remote control there, Tom.
Does it have a timer on there? Yeah. You know about how long it took you to do the yard?
I think almost an hour.
Okay. Now, did you see that jump in time there from 7:30?
Yeah, it's been edited.
You know what you were doing during those 2 minutes or so that weren't shown on the tape?
No, I have no idea. I may have stopped and rest. I don't know.
Okay. Have you reviewed the tape?
Pardon?
Have you reviewed the tape?
Yes.
Are there other gaps in time throughout the tape?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know why there are gaps in the tape?
I can only speculate there's something that they don't want the jury to
Objection,
see.
Your Honor.
Stand the objection.
There was one right there.
Let me ask you this while we're watching that. Did anything else happen in October of 2002 that would cause you to, or any time, October, November, December, January, other than the decrease in income from the accident, anything else cause you to decide to sell this home at that time?
No. We had the house, I'd say about half paid for at that time. Again, I had a lot of equity in it. We couldn't keep up with it, you know. It wasn't that big of a house, but, you know, the gutters needed cleaning, shrubs needed to be pruned, trees, yard work all the time. You know, I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep up with it. I wasn't happy with it unless it was perfect. That may be a fault, but I couldn't afford to keep it. You know, I had all this equity in it, and we had to sell it.
And what did you use the equity for when you sold it?
We put most of, well, a lot of it down on the condo that we live in now. The rest of it we've used to live off of.
You've been done by now?
Pardon?
Before the accident,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
been done by now? All right. May seem tedious, but I want the jury to see this tape, and I want you to comment on it, so. Your Honor, may I sit down? Is that okay? Until the next section comes on?
You're not going to ask any questions, you just want the jury to watch the tape?
I'm just getting tired of standing, that's all.